This is my heritage. I am Canadian. My father's family is from Shortko, Ukraine, and my mother's family is from Scotland. I grew up with British and Ukrainian influence from Edmonton, Alberta. Born and raised Alberta. Never been conservative, and right now what I'm seeing is just blasphemy. There used to be a day where we could agree to disagree, we could have conversations with each other, and it didn't matter what your political sway was, and especially if you were involved with your particular party. My cousin and I were total opposites. He sat on the boards of conservative parties. I sat on the board of liberal parties, and both of us were the best of friends. We could even talk politics and not get pissed off. We didn't have hate. We didn't like each other's parties. We didn't agree with each other's parties, but there wasn't this visceral hate. So what I'm seeing today is what my father went to war for. He signed up for World War II. He was in the Canadian Navy, the Royal Canadian Navy, on Her Majesty's Canadian ship, the Sault Ste. Marie. He fought in the Battle of Atlantic, where Nazis were trying to disrupt the supply lines. And my uncle, who from my mother's side, was also in the Canadian Army. So my roots are pretty strong in this area, and somewhere along the line, Russian interference perhaps, but it's probably that. But the fact that there are so many so-called conservatives who believe anti-fascist is fucking anti-fascist. Our fathers fought the fucking fascists. So that is what Antifa is. It's anti-fascist. And if you are against anti-fascist, you are for fascists. You are for dictatorships. You are not for democracy. You don't want to vote. You want to give all your rights away to a higher power. And good on you, but that isn't the fucking rest of us. And we will fight your asses till the death before we ever let authoritarianism take over our countries. And we're seeing it in Ukraine. And by the way, the highest diaspora of Ukrainians is in Canada. In my family, in Edmonton, in Alberta, in Manitoba, in Saskatchewan. This is the highest diaspora of Ukrainians worldwide. So you see how the Ukrainians are fighting, and how they have, especially at the beginning of the war, we had grandmas throwing Molotov cocktails at drones. That is Canadians too. You're seeing it come out in us, because none of us, if anyone is buying an American product willingly today, you're supporting dictatorship. I'm sorry. I cannot support America. I have the dearest friends who are American, and I love them to pieces. I wish I could bring them all up here and keep them safe. But, and it isn't on them. They did not vote for this. But it is time. America's window of being able to fight back is losing its window. It's losing time. You can't wait for your so-called leaders to step up, because they're not. That it would have happened already. So much has been going on, and you're protesting in the street, but you almost have to take it up a notch. Look at Tbilisi, Georgia. Look at some of these other countries. Look at how other people have risen up. Look at the civil rights era, how people rose up against and fought back. This is what you have to do. This is life or death for you people. You have to take You have to take this seriously. You can't let others fight your battle for you. And it isn't going to be the black women. They've done all they could to step up. So stop waiting for them to take the lead. Take the fucking lead yourself. If you are a patriot, if you are love your country, don't allow this to happen, because we saw with the shit show in the Oval Office where two bullies ganged up on the actual true leader of the world, which is Vladimir Zelensky. That was disgraceful, and all that did was isolate America even further. And you may have been raised to think that you're the greatest army in the world, but I think when push comes to shove, and half your American soldiers have already stated this on TikTok and elsewhere, they're not going to fight against Canada. They're not going to fight against the EU. So you're living in a dream world if you think this is going to end well for you. So just look at history. You may have your books banned in your country, but you can buy books online. You can go to a fucking library. There are ways to learn about history. Just fucking read. So anyway, this is my heritage. I stand behind it. I may be 66 going on 67, but I can tell you one thing. There ain't no American soldier coming into my place that isn't going to get stabbed in the nuts. I'll tell you that right now.